Hello, everyone, and good evening to you. A foggy and chilly evening here in New York City, but I'm about to warm you up with the wrestling experience tonight. The wrestling experience is the landed on that mothership. You landed on Planet Experience. Yes, you did. And we're going to give it to you. So tonight we're going to have wrestling news. We're going to have headlines. We're going to have all kinds of action. And we're going to talk about Dynamite. All of that tonight here on the Wrestling Experience if you keep it where it is. Welcome to the planet. Welcome to the Planet Experience. Welcome to Thursday night. And this is the Wrestling Experience. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Wrestling Experience. Welcome back to the planet. And Ram, how's it going? Welcome back. Hello, Ram. How's it going? Good evening to you from New York City, and good morning to you, Ram. Thank you so much for popping in. Welcome to the Wrestling Experience. So tonight, everyone, tonight we are here with the Wrestling Experience, and we are going to have fun here. We're going to talk about wrestling news and the headlines, and so much more. And we're going to be talking about Dynamite. Good, thanks for asking. That is great, Ram. I'm glad you're doing well. Great to see you. Great to have you back. And don't forget, everyone, make sure you smash that like button. You smash it. And of course, you subscribe today. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time and energy. And let's talk about Dynamite before we get to the news. Last night, AEW Dynamite took place in Omaha, Nebraska, a very snowy evening in Nebraska. But AEW faithful came out and supported AEW, and the show wasn't bad. The show was not bad whatsoever. From top to bottom, the show wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was it was very decent. And I had fun doing the show. If you want to see the encore presentation of the show, you can go back. Yes, you can. You can go back if you will. And you could be part of it all. And you can go back and watch it on my YouTube channel. And you could have a lot of fun because I had fun calling the matches last night. Um, let's talk about the street fight for a second. And it was John Moxley taking on Adam Copeland for the AEW title. The title was up for grabs in a street fight, and the match was just all over the place. It was woolly wild and all over the place. The match was just a mess, especially the end. The no holds barred stipulation. Jeffrey, what's happening? What is going on, Jeffrey? How you doing tonight? Thank you so much, everybody in the chat. In the chat, please hit that like button. Very important that you do it. Thank you so much for your time and energy. So last night the street fight was a hot mess. It was woolly wild and all over the place. The it was 22 minutes. Yeah, it was 22 minutes of chaos. And the Death Riders reunited. and they came back from injury to help Moxley retain. They helped him retain, along with Christian and his family. If it wasn't for all of those involvement in the match, I think, I believe, I believe we were going to have a new champion crown, but that did not happen. That did not happen. Christian made sure of it, and the Riders made sure, double sure of it. But what was the behavior of Dax Harwood? What was going on with that? That was some strange behavior. He left Adam Copeland in the middle of the ring. He didn't even help him up. He walked to the back. I have no idea what that's all about. I'm sure in great detail we're going to get an answer very soon. Yeah, we gotta wait and see. Yeah, yeah. Well, we gotta wait and see exactly what's happening here because um, I want to know exactly why he left him like that. Like, what was the purpose of it? What was the purpose of it? So um, Moxley retains the title, which means that at Dynasty he will lock horns with Swerve Strickland for the AEW title in Philadelphia. And we're going to have to wait and see if that title's going to change hands. I'm gonna say not because if the Death Riders are involved in this and they involve themselves in the match like Marina Shafir, Dax even didn't stay with Cash Wheeler. No, he didn't stay with Cash Wheeler. He even walked out on Cash Wheeler, his own tag team partner. I thought that was bizarre. I thought that was a little bizarre. But we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what happens here. Um, was the frustration that Max is still dealing with? Well, if it was frustration on the part of Dax Harwood, if it was frustration at it, you shouldn't be taking your anger out on Copeland. Well, you should be focusing on what you should be focusing on is the Death Riders who caused Copeland the match, along with Christian and his family. That's who you should deal your anger with. That's who you should get revenge on. Those were the foes that were interfering in the match. So that's who you should take your stock and put into it. But anyway, we had that going on. We had that going on. And so the match, like I said, the match was fine. The match was all right for what it was. I didn't care for the ending at all. So on an entertainment level, I'm going to give this match a 7. The match gets a 7 because of the woolly wild and all over the place ending. I didn't care for the ending at all. I thought the ending was not good. I didn't care for the ending. What was really graphic was when Moxley got body slammed on the toothbrush of hell. Did you see Moxley? Same thing. Same Tony Schiavone says he shouldn't be frustrated. Yes, exactly. Moxley was backdropped on the toothbrush of hell, and it was stuck to his back. Will Yuta tried to take it off of his back, and it hurt Moxley even more. So Moxley finally got that when he got that thing removed from his back. Oh my goodness, he looked like a porcupine. Oh yeah, that spot was gnarly. Yes, that spot was gnarly. And Moxley Moxley was impaled with the toothbrush of hell. And you could see the hole. Yes, you could definitely see the holes in his back. It was absolutely horrific. It was absolutely disgusting. It was grotesque. And Moxley was just destroyed. Moxley was destroyed by that thing, and Adam Copeland really was going to give it to Moxley. I was surprised that Copeland wasn't disqualified because That was not a that well no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say that. I take that back. Moxley and Copeland were in a street fight. There were no disqualifications. So I do apologize for that. So there was no disqualification. So that toothbrush was legal. That was legal to use. And Copeland did use it. And I had thought at one point he had Moxley on the ropes, but the Death Riders and Christian had other ideas. So looks like a human two by four. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So um, yeah. So he was just he was laid waste, and of course he was laid waste. So yeah, the match gets a 7 for me. I gave it a 7. All right, let's talk about this next match. It was Megan Bain taking on Chris Statlander. The match was fine. The match was fine for what it was. Chris Statlander Chris Statlander, Megan Bain took him. She took her to the limit. Megan Bain wins the match. Tony Storm comes in and she challenged Megan Bain for the title at Dynasty, and it was accepted. So Megan Bain and of course timeless Tony Storm will mix it up at Dynasty. Megan and Chris, those two, yes, they had chemistry. I agree with that, Jeffrey. The chemistry was great. The nuance of the match was great. Everything was great in the match. The crowd did get a few reactions out of it to what were they watching in Omaha, and yeah, so I'm gonna give this match the same thing I gave the last match. Don't forget, Earl, Megan Bain threw Chris. Yes, yes. Thank you, Jeffrey, for that. Yeah, Megan Bain threw Statlander into Tony Storm when she was sitting at the broadcast table. And that set off the powder keg, and that set off Tony Storm, and that, ladies and gentlemen, set off the fireworks, the feud, lit the feud for Dynasty coming up on Sunday, April the 6th in Philadelphia. Um, like I said before, I'll say it again. These two women are going to clash. I think the match is going to be fine. But the match last night was fine. That was fine. So I'm going to give this match a 7. I'll give the match a 7. And it was, like I said, it was good for what it was. It was good for what it was. And the match gets a 7. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't terrible. It was decent. It was decent. And do I want to see it again? No. But it was decent. How do you feel about Megan getting a title? Well, you know something, Jeffrey. Here's the thing. Yeah, I think they should have built this up a little more. I do agree with that. I do agree with that, Jeffrey. I think they should have built this up a little more. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, who are you going to really have Tony Storm defend the title with at Dynasty? Who would you get? I mean, Statlander really doesn't have a winning track record. There really isn't any other women's wrestler that I can see other than possibly Serena Deeb, but she really hasn't won any matches either. Julia Hart hasn't won matches yet. So I really don't see any woman that can go toe to toe with Tony Storm. So even though the build should have been waited until the next pay per view or the pay per view after that, but they pulled the trigger here, and that's what we're going to get at Dynasty. Like I said, I don't see any other women. I don't see any. My only gripe is that she's gonna lose. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's kind of obvious that she will. You know, she won't be getting the title off of Tony Storm because Tony Storm just won the title. So why would you strip her of it now? So it's going to be a hard fought retainment. She's going to push her to the limit. I'll tell you that much. Bailey's going to push her to the limit, but she will retain. Tony will retain. I'm going to have the predictions for Dynasty very soon. Um, so so we have that going on. So we have that. All right. The Fatal Four Way. Let's talk about the Fatal Four Way for the number one contender. Who's going to go after Kenny Omega and the international title? Excuse me. The match was fine. The match was all right. Great chemistry in the ring. Great nuance in the match. I had no problems with the Fatal Four Way. The only issue is we're gonna get a triple threat out of it because Speedball pins he pinned Mark Davis, and then of course Ricochet put his 2 cents in and also pinned Davis with his feet on the rope, so that the referee didn't see the other pinfall. So therefore, both men will be in added to the triple threat. So it's going to be a triple threat against Kenny Omega at Dynasty. I mean, now I know some of you may not like it, but oh yeah, yeah, they should have restarted. Yeah, well, Bryce Winsberg didn't want to restart the match. The match never got restarted. It should have been restarted, but the referee Bryce Winsberg said no, that's not what's going to happen. So Tony Khan made the decision that the match is going to be a triple threat. So in the triple threat match, the champion doesn't have to be the deciding factor in the match. He could lose the title just like that. Because if Speedball pins Ricochet, we will have a new international champion, and vice versa. So Kenny Omega's gonna have a night ahead of him on the in the office when he takes on these two because I believe this match is gonna be a banger. This triple threat match is gonna be a banger because all three men are high flyers. And if you like high flying action, then you're just gonna love this. Um, Even AEW, we get triple threat. Yes, we do. Yes, we do, Jeffy. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. You love some triple threat? Well, you're gonna get a triple threat on Sunday, the 6th of April. So we have that going on. Like I said, the rest of the matches they were fine for what it was. Um, MJF has a big decision to make next week on Dynamite. Is he going to join the Hurt Syndicate? We're going to find out about that. We have to find out about that and so much more. But see, yeah, so all in all, Dynamite wasn't bad. Dynamite wasn't bad. I gave the show a B. The show got a solid B for me, and it was like I said, it was okay. It was okay for what it was. Um, all right. Yeah, MJF has been lukewarm. Yes, he has. And let's talk about this other match before I move on here. Um, the CEO, Mercedes Moné, she took on Billy Starks. The match was fine. The match was all right. Billy Starks she went for broke, and the pool was empty, and the CEO retained the title, and she still remains 4 belts Monet. I'm over this CEO thing. Um, I think it's about time that we change the narrative on Mercedes. Her gimmick is getting tired. It's getting whack, and I'm not having it anymore. I'm over it. I mean, if you fans like it and you like the way she comes out and cuts a promo, and she shouts out the city she's in, and she does the same shtick over and over again. Great match with Mercedes and Billy Stutz. Yeah. Earl said the CEO has been bankrupt. Yeah, I did say that last night. I did say that last night. I did. I did say that last night. I did. And I mean, I'm just over it, folks. I've just had my neck up into it. I'm done with it. It just doesn't appeal to me anymore. It really doesn't appeal to me. But if you like it, if you like it, then that's fine. I'm not going to trample on your thought process. I'm not. If you like it, then that's cool with me. If you like it, but for me, I'm over it. I'm over it with the CEO thing. I'm just, I'm just not a fan of it anymore. I'm over it. I'm just, you know, I feel you, Earl. The boss is way better than the. Yeah, I mean, you know, this CEO and the dancing and the same shtick over and. I'm just no bueno, no bueno. No. Um, we got to get something better in the program. We got to get something better in the program, and that's a must. That's a must. So that was dynamite, folks. That was dynamite last night in snowy Nebraska, and we'll see what happens next week. We'll see what happens next week on Dynamite when I bring you Dynamite next Wednesday. Is the music that's killing the it's the music that's killing the gimmick. Yeah, well, the whole gimmick itself, Jeffrey. I mean, the gimmick itself, the four belts, the same shtick, the same promo. I mean, it's like this dancing, and I just not feeling it anymore. In the beginning, it was cute, but now, not so much. No bueno. Mm-mm. It's gotta go. It's gotta go. Um. All right. Let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about some wrestling news, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about some wrestling news. All right. Um. WW. Let's talk about WWE for a second. WWE either has or planning to ask Sting to serve as Lex Luger's inductor at the Hall of Fame ceremony after Luger told them Sting is a preferred choice. From Fightful Select, which also heard that Sting is telling people, excuse me, he doesn't think he'll be able to because he's under AEW's equivalent of Legends deal. But it's not clear if this contract would prevent him from appearing at the WWE event. So apparently, Lex Luger wants Sting to appear with him at the WWE Hall of Fame in Vegas, but because of Sting signing a new contract with Tony Khan, I'm not sure if legally or contractually he can do that. If Sting wasn't under AEW's thumb, then he would have been able to be free and fly to Vegas with Luger and then induct Luger. But because he's with Tony Khan, I don't know if Tony Khan's going to give him permission to fly to Vegas and be part of a WWE event. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but Luger really wants Sting to induct him into WWE Hall of Fame. I don't know how this is going to play out. I'm going to follow the story. I'm going to follow the story and I'm going to give you some updates as soon as I get them. But according to Frightful Select, I'm not 100% sure. Don't bet the farm on it. But we may see, if Tony Khan says yes, we may see Sting induct Lex Luger in the Hall of Fame. If not, they're going to have to get somebody else. So we're going to see. Um, Jeffrey says, TK, let Sting do it. He's Kevin, and he should do it. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not sure how this is gonna play out. Sting in WWE Hall of Fame, he should. Yeah, he's a legend. They should let him do it. Yeah, well, like I said, it all depends on what Tony Khan says. It all depends on what legal says, and that's a legal issue. That's a legal issue because once you sign a contract with a promotion like AEW or WWE, let's say for example you are a wrestler in WWE and AEW is having a Hall of Fame and they wanted a particular wrestler in WWE. I don't think Triple H would allow that. I don't think Triple H would sanction that, and I don't think TKO would sanction that either. I don't think that they would. None of them would sanction that. That the person would jump ship and go to AEW to go do a Hall of Fame show, to be on their Hall of Fame show. No, I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I don't know if Tony Khan's going to say yes or he's going to say no. It all depends on what's going to happen here. So don't get excited, guys, if you don't see Sting on the WWE Hall of Fame. So you know. But I'm gonna follow the story. I'm gonna follow the story and see what happens. Okay. All right. John Cena's promo. Let's talk about this. John Cena's Raw segment going on for more than 30 minutes affected things on the show per WrestleVotes on Backstage Q&A podcast. Votes isn't sure if Jay Uso Austin Theory match was one of those, but said it was listed for 11 minutes on production documents and it turned into a squash match. So what happened is that because of what Cena did for 30 minutes in the ring, it kind of squashed and quelled the match between Austin Theory and Jay Uso, which was supposed to go 11 minutes, but apparently because of Cena's 30-minute diatribe of a promo, he the match had to get squashed. The WWE officials decided to make it into a squash match and quickly hurry up the match so that they can go through the main event. Um, I, I, I mean that's what happens when with promos. We haven't heard from Cena in a long time, so we needed to hear his explanation as to what happened at the Elimination Chamber, which I disagreed with. David, how's it going tonight? David, how's it going? Tell all your friends, all your neighbors, the wrestling experience is on, and please smash and support. Thank you. You can clearly see it was a squash from the jump. I hope they run that back. Yeah, I hope so too. Because the match was quick. The match had to get hurried up. Like I said, Cena spoke for 30 minutes, and he spoke for 30 minutes and it kind of killed the momentum and the vibe of the evening when they had matches in front of them. So WWE officials, I guess they were on the arena floor. The director, the floor director, probably was trying to tell Cena, "Hurry it up, hurry it up." Um, you can clearly see, yeah. Yeah, so he tried to hurry up. He tried to let him know hurry up. So that's what happened with the promo, and that's what happened with the match. All right. In other news, everyone, AEW has decided not to do with Jeff Jarrett and his retirement tour. So they were going to take a page out of Cena's book and do a retirement tour for Jeff Jarrett, but they have squashed that, and they also squashed the feud between MJF and Jeff Jarrett. So apparently that's not happening anymore. And this is the problem that I have, Earl or fans. Is good wrestling underrated? Earl or Fox? Uh, Earl or Fox? Is good wrestling underrated? AR Fox. I think he's a good wrestler, David. But here's the thing: they use him as a jobber. They really use AA Fox as a jobber, and that's sad. That is sad to do that. And I mean, he was in a match last night. Clearly he was not going to win the match on Dynamite, and that's what they use him for now, just to get over. Listen, make him take the opponent, make the move. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, it is. It is terrible. So Jeffrey says, thank God that, yeah, they didn't do that. So getting back to what I was saying about Jeff Jarrett, so the AEW has decided not to go forward. Jeff Jarrett just needs to chill in the back. Yeah. So they decided not to do the tour, and they also decided not to go forward with the MJF feud. So all of that has been squashed by AEW, and they're going in a different directions, which means that Jarrett is probably going to be sinking in the mid card, and we won't be seeing him anytime soon on AEW TV unless they have something from creatively, which right now I don't see them. I don't see them doing anything with Jarrett in the back except doing the pre-show. But that's about it. So that's it about Jeff Jarrett. All right, let's talk about this. Discussing the weather issues that affected AEW Dynamite on Observing Radio. Brian Alvarez says that there were several individuals who opted to drive to the venue when the blizzard canceled flights to Omaha. And Alvarez says, I believe John Moxley was one of those people who drove like 11 hours to get to the building because they couldn't fly in. So Moxley and other talent last night had difficulty flying into Omaha, Nebraska because of the blizzard conditions that was surrounding the area. And of course, the arena. Last night, the fans braved the frigid 22-degree temperature plus a blizzard that took place in Omaha, Nebraska to come to a wrestling event. I give everybody my hats off to AEW for doing that because that was absolutely daunting. That was absolutely daunting to do that. 11 hours, props to him for doing that. Yeah, props to Moxley for driving 11 hours to get into Omaha. 33 degrees was, yeah, 33 degrees was cold and it was a blizzard. So props to the audience last night. Props to AEW. Props to the production people, and props to the wrestlers and the talent who came to the arena to entertain the crowd. So good stuff all around for AEW on that front. Um, so okay, so getting back to the story, so that was what happened last night at Dynamite with the weather. Um, Josh Alexander is expected to debut in AEW, but sources told Fightful Select that Alexander's arrival is likely delayed as Canadian wrestlers get his visa squared away. So Josh Alexander is going to debut in AEW soon, but he's having some visa issues right now, and they're trying to get that squared away so that he can get into AEW at this point. Okay. In an interview about his upcoming promotion, Chris Bay's benefit show, FSW, owned by Joe DeFalco, told Fightful Select that CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, and TJ Tyson Kid Wilson want to work the show, but WWE's current tour made that impossible. Mysterio was even going to tag with the long retired Tyson Kidd. Now WWE producer Wilson promised to just do mat stuff to protect his surgically repaired neck. Okay, so that's it. And that was about that. And according to the PW Insider, it's expected that Eddie Kingston will be cleared to wrestle this summer. So if you all don't know what happened to Eddie Kingston, speedy recovery to Chris Bay. Yeah, speedy recovery to him. Earl, you watch March college basketball games? No, David, I don't follow that, but I wish St. John's the best. I wish St. John's the best in the tournament. I would like to see St. John's go all the way. I think that'll be great for the college in Queens and the Queens, New York. I would like to see them go to the championship pay window. I think that would be interesting to see St. John's go all the way. Um, so so anyway, um, getting back to Eddie Kingston, if you all didn't hear what happened, Eddie Kingston suffered a debilitating knee injury. He required surgery. He's been on the show for a number of years, a number of months, and he is expected to come back to AEW in the summer months. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, so that was wrestling news. That was your wrestling news for tonight. That was your wrestling news. So if you all have any questions or comments, I will take your questions and I can see if I can answer them here on the wrestling experience. Um, he's coming back to a different, he's coming back to a different AEW, that's for sure. Um, here's the thing with Tony Khan. He doesn't give the fans enough time to marinate on his storylines. He's like a leapfrog. He jumps from one storyline to another and another and another and another. And it's like a moving train. You just don't know where to get off or where to get on or where to start it or what's going on. It's just at least with Daniel Verita Sports, how's it going tonight? Smash the like button, everyone. Smash it. Um, so I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure why all those guys are feuding with the aren't there no more or not being used right exactly. But the thing is with Tony Khan, and when I'm frustrated with him, is that you gotta let the audience marinate on the storylines. You gotta make them marinate on the storylines. You can't just jump from one thing to another. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it's like you have a good storyline, go with it, roll with it. Let the audience marinate on it. Let them sink their teeth into it. Let them have them thought-provoking answers or thoughts or what. But Tony Khan doesn't do that. I mean, one minute he's got a feud going, and then the next minute he pulls the plug. He's bored with it. I mean, it's just I don't know. He doesn't let pay-per-views breathe. No, no, because when he books the matches for the pay-per-views, you have to let the audience marinate on the storyline and make sure that the storyline makes sense. Um, so I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. So, I mean, it's like rapid fire with Tony Khan. So, I don't know what to tell you, folks. I don't know what to tell you. Um, a programming note, everyone. Don't forget that I will be back in cyberspace just 24 hours from now with Friday Night SmackDown from Bologna, Italy. We're going to have SmackDown from Italy. And of course, tomorrow night, we're going to have Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and of course, all in one. It's just going to be a powder keg on SmackDown. It's going to be a powder keg to see these men on SmackDown. I I hate to say this, but we may not have AEW in the coming years if this keeps up. Yeah, I agree with you, Jeffrey. I agree because I mean Tony Khan right now has an issue. Also, Jay Cargill versus Liv Morgan. Right. Jay Cargill will take on Liv Morgan tomorrow night in Italy. Now, again, like I said, SmackDown is going to be taped in the afternoon in Italy, and I don't want you all to spoil it. So please do not put any spoilers in the chat tomorrow night. Please don't do that. If you're coming into the chat, please just sit back and enjoy SmackDown. Enjoy the night in Italy. I'm gonna have fun calling the matches tomorrow night. Yeah, Naomi will definitely interfere. Yes, she will. If you remember what happened to Naomi, Naomi admitted, and I called it, and I knew it was her. She attacked Jade. So Jade gave her the jaded, and we haven't heard from Naomi since. But I believe Jeffrey's right. I think tomorrow night she is gonna interfere. She's gonna interject herself, and that will set up the match between her and Jade at WrestleMania. I am quite sure they're going to book the match. Jade is going to go after Naomi at WrestleMania, and that is absolutely, I have no problem with that whatsoever. I have no issues with that whatsoever to see Jade on WrestleMania. Um, Earl, do you watch VPN? You can watch it early. Earl, you got a VPN. I'm not sure what a VPN is, um, David. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't have it. So, um, so, um, So anyway, tomorrow night I'll be on the air. I will be on the air at 7:50 Eastern Time for Friday Night SmackDown as usual. And we're gonna have fun tomorrow night with the matches in Italy. And like I said, the road to WrestleMania continues. Now this Monday, I'm gonna be back with Monday Night Raw. But we're gonna be on the air at a special starting time of 4 p.m. That is 4 p.m. this Monday afternoon. We are going to have an afternoon delight and we're going to have fun. And she been sending her back to AEW. And she been sending her back to, yes. So don't forget that's Monday Night Raw on Monday, and we're going to be on the air at 4 p.m. Now I'm going to be on the air 3:50 for Monday Night Raw, and I hope you're going to join us with Netflix and Chill. It's Netflix and Chill with me and Raw this Monday at 4 p.m. Now Raw's coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland, and we're going to have fun with Raw on Monday night in Glasgow at 4 p.m. So don't forget that's Netflix and Chill with me on Monday when I present to you Raw at 3:50 Eastern Time. That is 3:50 Eastern Time. And we're gonna have fun if y'all keep it where it is. All right. WWE, if you're gonna be on the UK soon, do the road. Clash of the Castle. Soon to UK, soon on the road to. Yes, Jeffrey. Yes, Clash of the Castle. Yes, gonna have that. So anyway, folks, that's gonna be on Monday. That's gonna be on Friday. These international shows that the WWE are doing with TV, I absolutely have no problem with it. I think it's great. I think the UK market and the international market, those fans are thirsty for WWE live event, and they're getting it now with SmackDown. The crowd last Monday in Brussels was absolutely fabulous. They were off the hook, off the chain, off the meter. Even Friday Night SmackDown was great last week. So the crowd in Italy is going to be great too. I think the WWE is going to have fun. I think SmackDown's going to have a lot of fun. We're also going to be getting a new ring announcer. Don't forget, a new ring announcer will be named for Friday Night SmackDown. We're not sure who the new ring announcer is, but Lillian Garcia will not be there. She's going to have other duties. I love the Euro crowd. Yeah. Yeah. We U.S. we get spoiled. Yes, we do, Jeffrey. Yes, we do. We do get spoiled. We do get spoiled here in the U.S. Um, but those international crowds, they go bananas. I mean, when John Cena came out to that Brussels audience this past Monday night, boy, did they roast the crap out of him. That Brussels audience was all over. I would love to. I would love if it was JoJo. Yeah, yeah, I would love to see that too. I would love to see the return of JoJo Offerman, Bray Wyatt's late wife. Um, yeah, I would love to. I think that'd be so emotional. Can you imagine JoJo Offerman coming out to the ring in front of the Italy crowd and they just loved her back and she breaks down in tears? I would love to see JoJo come back to the WWE and be a ring announcer again because she was good too. JoJo was good. JoJo was really, really good. She was good at what she did, and she really loved Bray Wyatt. And it's tough, to have we lost a great person, a great mind for the business in Bray Wyatt. And yeah, I would love to see if it was JoJo. She would get a big, yes, she would. Yes, she would. Oh, yes, she would. In the international market, oh, yes. If they would announce that JoJo is coming back to WWE as a ring announcer and she got introduced to that Italian crowd, I'm quite sure she wouldn't be able to hold back the tears. I am quite sure she would break down in front of everybody. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I think it would be the biggest pop you would be ever seen for JoJo. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see who it is. I'm not sure who it is. Not sure who they're gonna get. I'm not sure who's gonna be the permanent person. Right now, Alicia Taylor is doing Raw. She's doing her own thing. And we're gonna see who the new ring announcer is for SmackDown. I'm gonna miss Lillian. I think Lillian was great at what she did, but now she's gonna be on Friday. She's coming on Saturday night's main event. She doesn't have too many shows left to do Saturday night's main event. We have one coming up in May, at the end of May, in Tampa, Florida, and so hats off to WWE for doing that. They didn't get rid of um, Lillian entirely. They just put her on a part-time basis and as needed basis. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have an issue with that. Traveling full time is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of bags to pack. It's a lot of reading emails. It's a lot of knowing what city you're going into and where you're being booked and everything. So she's gonna be doing other projects with WWE. So she'll be around, Jeffrey. Yeah, she'll be around. She's doing other projects with WWE. Plus she's doing Saturday night's main event. Lillian's gonna be fine. This new schedule they put her on, I think that's great. She can rest. She can go home and rest. She don't have to fly all the time. She doesn't have to be with the SmackDown crew anymore. She can just go home and rest herself after Sunday night's main event. She can go straight home and do what she needs to do. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have an issue with it whatsoever. I think this is great. Taking care of Lillian Garcia. So that's how happening on Friday. That is happening on Friday night with SmackDown. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. What develops like a Polaroid picture on SmackDown, and we're going to have fun with that on Friday night with SmackDown in Italy. Like I said, I'll be back on Monday for Raw. Friday, I'm doing SmackDown on 7:50 Eastern Time. We're going to do that. Um, Great show, Earl. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. I greatly appreciate it. And folks, that's going to do it for the wrestling experience. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much. This has been a great show tonight. I want to thank you all in the chats. I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. I will be back, like I said, in cyberspace tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. If you want to join me for SmackDown, Earl, what if it was Mike McGurk? Wow, well, well, that would be interesting now, wouldn't it? That would be a real slobber knocker. That would be a real slobber knocker. Bobby Heenan hated her. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Oh man, that would have been something else. But anyway, folks, that's going to do it for the wrestling experience. I want to thank you all for watching tonight. I had a lot of fun with you all. And this has been truly something else. I love doing this show every Thursday because we always talk about wrestling. We always have fun doing it. And I love the support that I get from you all and everything else. So it's a testament of of me liking, being a fan and being a wrestling fan and everything. So I love my job. I love what I do, and it's fun and it's supportive. And I hope that you all will continue to support me and ride with me and through the ups and the downs. We're gonna make it through. And so again, thank you all so much for watching the wrestling experience. I'm Earl Cole, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a safe Friday. Enjoy the weekend. And I will be back on Friday night with Friday Night SmackDown. We are with you, Earl, 100%. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Thank you all so much. I'm Earl Cole, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how to do it for the wrestling experience. I'll see you tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown.